Alfred, any opinions on that?
Okay, what was the question again? You have to specify the answer because I can go on a
The
tangent.
covenant.
The question is,
Ah.
plays that cover areas like this are often accused as being elitist and not inclusive of the general Malaysian narrative.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I see that. I see that argument. I see that argument. Yeah, especially a lot of because we don't have a lot of writing and I grew up artistically. I mean, technically, during the late 90s, 2000s. Basically the height of the writings of Jim Murad and Hussein Sulaiman.
Right.
Urban, intellectual, middle class Malay folk who primarily speak English. So I grew up with that. Yeah, and so I can understand when someone who or like, and I just take my mom lah, when my mom go and watch say Atomic Jaya,
Yeah.
or I think she will find it a little bit difficult to digest, like a lot of elements. She'll probably enjoy it on the surface, but at the end she'll be like, what's going on here?
Right.
Yeah, I can't say that for Swordfish plus Concubine. Yeah, for me, I don't know. It's like if it actually it's quite as I said, the straightforward approach. Yeah, if you just swap English and you throw Malay, it's like something. My aunts would probably watch on a Sunday afternoon, like just that maybe a little bit more, with a little bit more integrity and a little bit more thought put through it, like a bit more theatrical. But other than that, it's pretty, yeah, if
Accessible, you think?
pretty accessible.
So you think your mom would come and see it and
Oh, definitely.
digest it?
Yes, my mom definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. I think if I may say so, I don't think this
Yeah.
play is elitist lah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, it's got so many entertaining things going on in it too. And it's not too difficult to understand.
Yeah, it's not Beckett or anything like that. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's extreme lah juga choice too. For the pillow man,
Alfred? Or is it just it's kampung, so it's inclusive?
We have a lot of these discussions. I mean, Nah Murad is in the play, so he sparks a lot of these conversations. But they're good conversations to have, and I think like Kaha said, even though this is something that Sandiwara, that's something that your auntie would watch on TV3 on a Sunday afternoon or something like that. That it's based on sejarah Melayu, that it's based on these kind of folktales, and yeah, bring up Naa again. He mentioned something that there's a saying, apa dalam hutan takut harimau, dalam what? So basically, when you're in the jungle, you fear the tiger. When you're in the city, you fear the ruler, or something like that. So it's like that's politics for you. That people aren't out to look after your interests. Everywhere you go, you still have to look out for the alpha predator. But that's politics, and that's something that if you want to bring it back to the argument of urban and elitist versus is it something more Malaysian, and I think it's just a matter of politics, and politics is global. And if you open an eye to it, then you'll see it everywhere. And if you don't, whether by choice or privilege or lack of, then you'll see what you choose to see, or you'll see what entertains you.
Yeah.
So the person who can come in and watch Swordfish Concubine and just be thoroughly entertained by the movement and the dancing and the singing and the costumes and the quick changes, then that's what they see. But if somebody is or chooses to be politically attuned, then obviously the very fact that the story is based on the Malay annals will give you plenty to chew on, to digest and to think about.
Yeah, and to latch on to that, even if you're otherwise my mom like to wishes to believe that I'm a political I would like stay away from politics. I mean, you can see the I mean, it's a straightforward way of seeing the consequences of bad choices. you lose lives. That itself is compelling, compelling storytelling. And you build on that.
Okay.
Shakespeare, bad judgment.
Yeah,
Bad
bad judgment. If you have power, don't abuse it. If you abuse it, shit's gonna hit the fan lah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Chai, you've been writing plays like 1984. Like your repertoire is extensive around that kind of area, like politics and satire, whatever. My question is, has a lot changed since you first wrote the script for 1984 up until now?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because 1984 was staged in 1985
Yeah.
for the first time. It was directed by Kee Thuan Chye. And last year, Lo Kok Man staged a Mandarin translation of it. That's like 31 years or so later. And what really shocked me was the fact that the issues that were discussed and presented in 1984, when we first staged it 30 over years ago, were still around. They were still relevant. And for me, that's really depressing. We haven't moved on as a nation. We're still bogged down with the same issues. And that says a lot for us. Yeah.
So do you think it's a responsibility of the performing arts scene to do that, like to change things through writing or through plays?
Yes, we try to do what we can, but let's be honest about it. Our reach is not
Yeah.
long. The
Performing arts,
people
so yeah.
who are really
Live arts.
appropriating the realm of the theatre practitioners are actually political leaders. They are now taking over theatre. They are theatricalizing reality every day. And they have a longer reach.
I'm
They
quoting
have the media, they have television, and they have a huge audience to reach out to. And their the best stage managers, the best actors now are political leaders. The best stage managers are the political leaders consultants or the event managers. They can stage all kinds of things that are so grand that it makes our efforts as theatre people
Right?
minuscule.
Right.
You know,
Maybe because they have the budget, like
they have
for-
the budget, they have the things at their disposal, they have everything. They have
Budget.
You know, what do we have? For this production, we go out and beg for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any memorable experiences from the actors so far? The rehearsal process that you'd like to share?
Memorable.
Memorable, humorous,
Some things aren't
emotional.
shareable.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like
Shareable.
Since I'm still on the tangent of like mums and pups watching the show, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like your parents should be here.
I
just for
know,
the
right?
interview.
Yeah, bukan itu sebenarnya. No, it's the. I guess why I can strongly vouch for that is that one of the cast members that came in later to replace another actor, Lam Wicket. I mean, he's a lot older than the for rest of us, and and having spent time with him, very sensitive guy, a family man, used to Temple of Fine Arts, was very in touch with the arts. For me, it's just for me memorable is to watch him watch the scenes, or to come off after done yours, and then he comes in, because half the time the scene, he's the barometer. When the scene is working or when the story is flowing, because when he comes in, his face will be flushed. You can tell that he's been crying, obviously moved by what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like wow. It's like so yeah, that's memorable for me.
Right. Alfred, anything shareable?
Well, with this cast, there's a lot of insider ribbing going around. We all we all share the most inappropriate things seconds before we go out the scene, and then after that, it's a test of focus, like don't corpse, don't corpse.
Yeah.
No, it's always great fun working with these guys. I think if there's anything, okay, so we actually have a boy in the cast.
Yeah.
This
Joello, right?
lovely guy, name dropping him right now, so he'll remember me when he becomes a superstar, which he will, because his PR game is on point. Yeah, for a
Yeah.
12-year-old, these kids
On
think
flick, I'm trying to catch up with the time.
get out.
Not
On flick,
flick,
yes.
On flick.
Yeah, because they grew up in the Instagram generation. But he's so interesting having him around. He's this
Right.
12-year-old boy, but he's grown up with the internet. So he has these conversations with us. He talks to us like this, the way we've been talking like this. I mean, not as in depth because he's 12,
Right.
but every so often, just because he's around and he's always like, he's literally always looking for people to talk to or hang out with and stuff.
Yeah.
The gems that comes out of his mouth, and just the other day he was saying things like, oh, my dad's really busy these days. He just launched a new product, so he's gonna give me some money. So I have to go and have dinner with you guys from now on, like an adult.
He actually said like an adult.
It's just the most entertaining thing, and you're like, oh my goodness, this boy, where's his mind?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then I think a week ago, a couple of days ago, he was talking about this event that he did. So it was a sort of like a prank host for some pageant kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the two things I remember from that, it was like, some of them, have, I'm paraphrasing, some of them are smart and it was so beautiful. Some of them have nothing. Yeah. It's okay, it was fun. It doesn't pay a lot, but it's fun.
A 12-year-old. 12-year-old.
Yeah, one night I gave him a ride home, and on the way home, all the time he was asking me questions about politics.
Wow.
Yeah. Which showed
Smart
that he
boy,
was
smart
also
boy.
quite clued in lah. Although he may not be
Yeah.
all that
Oh, he's
clued
right.
in,
Yeah.
but he knows what is going on and he asks you about it.
Right. Okay. If you could, if you could describe Swordfish and Concubine in 5 words, what would it be? To be the final question. To get people to come.
Eclectic, entertaining,
Should it.
uh, dramatic, funny, um, I can't use words to say that it's got great music by Rhythm and Bronze and
Right.
great choreography by Philo Adam and stuff like that. No, I can't.
That's also a valid answer. We can break the rules.
Yes,
right?
okay. Amazing cast. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So all
So
that.
it's one word.
Okay, there's one word. No, it's That I wouldn't disagree with the eclectic bit. I mean, there's a lot of fusion. There's a lot of fusion. It's fun. What else is there?
If you could say anything to get people to come, Swordfish and Concubine, what would be the elevator pitch, basically?
Family. Yeah, family. That's I've rarely I'm in a play that's actually family friendly. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, okay lah. I mean, it stirs discussion, But,
Just got child killings and impalement.
yeah, but it's part of history anyway. So family oriented entertainment. Family. What else? It's dramatic and there's multi-stimuli. I don't know. There's lots of things to digest.
Okay.
You know.
The two of them have already said anything, so I've prepared this. So I'm just gonna give you 5 very specific words on why you should come and watch this
Okay.
show. Kaha Akila's musical exuberance. 4 words. No, really.
Kahar's
there are
musical.
some
Yeah,
scenes where Kaha Akila just loses his marbles.
Okay.
and, and I am always very thoroughly entertained. They may only last a couple of seconds, but they make my day. They literally
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, must understand. This is my like first play with like a lot of, with comedic elements.
Right.
You know, because my last two productions have been Every Brilliant Thing, The Pillow Man,
Morose, gloomy.
Antigone, Romeo and Juliet. My God, it's all tragedies, dramas. Like
But
so,
there's some dark humor in the Pillow Man.
yeah, good lah. But
think
yeah, it's a different kind of humor.
Your narrating of the story of the boy and the old man, I think that was quite funny.
Yeah, it's quite funny. Yeah, but just that it's dark lah. You know, it's
So you get to
but-
open up lah, like
this
yourself,
one's
bro.
dark, but this is more open up.
He gets to let loose. He really gets to let.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Thank you guys for that interview. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you,
thank
Chai.
you.
Thank you, Kahar. Thank you, Alfred.
Thank you.
So, guys, that was the cast and crew of Swordfish plus Concubine. Wave at the camera. So don't forget the play itself is from November 2nd to November 5. Don't forget to buy your tickets now. Link below. Thank you for listening. I'm Zim Ahmadi. Thanks for watching Sembang Seni.